Hello everybody. Just thought I would do a wee light-hearted video, bit of chat, bit of music, that kind of thing. It's because obviously the way things are just now, being in isolation or whatever one calls it, folk are bored, myself included. That's why I'm doing this. So anyway, I have no script for this. I just decided I was going to do it this afternoon. I was going to do it this evening, and here I am doing it. So I'm currently working on a project which is 3 bits to it, 3 songs that are going to make one kind of epic thing, I suppose. So we're going, think sort of Pink Floyd's Shine On You Crazy Diamond in miniature. It's probably the best way to describe it. So I've been tracking some drums, spent the last couple of days messing about with that. And now they're going on the old MP3 player, so that I can then take them from there through an amp and onto my 4-track machine, and then I can do the messing about the guitars, the recording of the music, and then lastly I'll need to loop that and do the vocals and the lead solos and stuff. The bells and whistles, and then there's some sound effects and other effects I want to put on there. So I'm going to be doing that hopefully most of this week. So that's a little bit on that. So whilst I whack these drum tracks onto this jobby, I'll chat to you a wee bit about some other stuff. I'm going to play a few songs for you as well, just to kind of lighten the mood a wee bit. As you can see, but I have my VND t-shirt on with a dead rat, and it says I've got VND, have you, on the back, and I don't know if you can see that there, but I've also got my VND badge that I put on the shirt, do a cheeky bit of advertising for one of the best underground bands on the circuit just now. You may have seen Brendan, Pete and Mike do a wee acoustic folky banjo-y drinky thing on the live thing the other night, which was brilliant. The crack was hilarious. I didn't catch it all, unfortunately, because dinner and family and falling asleep in the chair are things that clearly need doing. But yeah, when all this shite is over with, go check them out live. They're brilliant. And I don't know if you can see where I put it on the shirt there, but when I put the badge on the shirt, I appear to have caught my nipples, so yeah, I've got a VND and my nipples are bleeding now. Great! Right, moving swiftly on from that, I'm just going to pat these, assuming of course these are the MP3 versions. Don't do this to me now, Audacity. Yes, they are. Thank God for that. Right, okay, so I'll have to pat these on here. First one, I'm going to record the song, 3 songs separately, and then try and put it together into one big thing and get one to sort of fade into the other, and yeah, hopefully it'll all be splendid and work out just the way I want. Don't know what your all beverage of choice is this evening. I'm having a pint of Coke Zero at the moment, believe it or not. Just for the old vocal cords there. Vocal cords. I say that like I can sing. As you'll discover later on in this video, I can't sing. But I try anyway. I can. Right, okay. You can get on there. Hopefully, after this is done doing its thing, going to be playing you a couple of songs, just a couple of things I've written. Most of it's fairly recent. I might chuck in, the odd old number as well. So more on that just shortly after I've done the techno Baws. Actually, funny story about the techno Baws thing. Our church minister was in the house. I can't remember what it was for. I think I was doing something musical for charity, and I was doing it in the church, and I think he came round so we could sort of talk tactics and what I was going to do and what I was going to talk about and that kind of thing. And when I set up the wireless internet in here, it needed a name for the wireless network, so I called it Techno Baws. And then the minister, when he came in to do he came in with his laptop and everything and said, "Oh, can I have the Wi-Fi?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." So when the minister opens up the Wi-Fi, it just comes up and it says Techno Baws. So that was a bit of a faux pas. But what can I say? Thankfully, he's got a sense of humour. So there we have it. I'm just going to check on here, and I'm hoping that these are going to be exactly where I want, and then I can kind of abandon this and play some music. With any luck. Yes, they are there. Fabulous. Right, okay. By the way, if anybody wants to, post a wee comment or whatever, just tell me what you're doing for lockdown, how you're handling it and all the rest. By all means, feel free. And hopefully this will be the first of a few videos this week for you to indulge in, I suppose, if you any kind of interest in what I do. It's in tune, thank God. A couple of problems there, just a couple of strings, just that wee, that wee bow hair out that just infuriates the living hell out of any musician. It's just like so slight. Sounds good to me. Stood right in front of my eyes on the road, spoke the things we seen. What she said means once or twice before, let her through me. It's close enough that I can feel her tears like rain, and I try not to leave. But I feel I'm waking up by myself every day. Feel like the same stories. It ain't always beauty. I see the smile she showed me. I got a confession to make. I replay our conversation. Try to keep your voice in my head. I hope this situation. Then she walked in the dream. Then she stood around. I need a wee drink after that. Okay, let's go straight into another number. Let's not fuck about professionalism and all that. Okay, there's a couple of numbers. One is a very recent one, which hopefully will make it onto a future recording, not too far in line from now. The first one will be one of the tracks that will be on Mirror Image, which I've spoken about already, and hopefully finish that very soon as well. I mean, nothing else to do, is there? Other than going between the house and the garage and then the house and the garage to do all the... I do the vocals in the garage because I can lock the door and it's quiet. Self-isolating and trying to do music with live microphones is a nightmare when there's people in the house, so gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, here's one I wrote pretty recently. Again, hopefully it will make it on a future recording. do it frequently in my own sort of time. So I try not to forget things, because I never write things down. Don't know why. I should. I don't.
Face with each love song, you're drifting with the wind. Places where your heart is, and I'll see you again. These tears have to remind me never to shut the door. I pray my conscience guide me, but my shadow cut too close in the dirt. Can't hear your words, and I'm just hurt. Each night I walk beside you along a moonlit lake. I close my eyes to kiss you, but you're dreaming I must wake, and I try not to cry as I say goodnight. Still leave my light on in case you need to find a way. Each day I hold on in case you change your mind and stay. Your face with each love song. Places where your heart is, and I'll see you again. And now the hearth lies empty, where fires used to burn. Letters that you sent me lie scattered on the floor and turn my last word. Girl, one word, good
let's see what's next, shall we? Okay, next one I've got here is again something I wrote very recently. And I wrote this one for somebody else who wanted some music and some lyrics to sing together for themselves. So I wrote this one for a friend of mine. It's all about dealing with sort of mental health and being in a relationship with mental health and that kind of thing. It's called Safe Place to Hide. When you make love, tell me where is your heart? Who do you think of that they were worlds apart? To the dry tears before they rise, to your cabins, to share sunrise. And if you look inside your heart and soul, you just might find what you've been searching for. It's a magic that stays in your life to find a safe place to hide. Pain when you chase the stars, the wounds we heal, but they leave behind the scars like photographs. Each linger rifles. We try to laugh, but it only makes it worse. And if you look inside our heart and soul, you just might find what you've been searching for. It's a magic that stays in your life until you find a safe place to hide. Sometimes get you feeling lonely, and other times get you feeling down. Sometimes what you need is only to build a floor and lay around. Can you raise a smile when you're looking back? Has it been a while since all you saw was black? When you make love with your aching hearts, what you dreaming of? Did you get your brand new starts? And if you look inside your heart and soul, you might find what you've been searching for. It's a magic that stays in your life until you find a safe place to hide. Oh, that was fun. Not played that one in a wee while. Oh shit. I broke that. Oh no. Help. Hopefully that'll just be a case of the screen's gone off. Come on. Is there life on Mars? Yes.
You feel it on the inside of your heart, and you say to me that I can always go back to the start. Don't have to turn the light on, don't have to sit down to cry. The days just ahead on the wristwatch, the steps until the passes you by. It doesn't have to be an end to the story. The ride can carry on. I like to say to me when I think that the poet doesn't always get easy. These great minds get lost, and sometimes they will say to me that it's so bad still the time. The time to turn the light on, the time to sit down to cry. And there's just a hand on this watch, stitching till the passes you by. I can see the light that got me through the night. I can see my way back home. I hear every verse, I look through every word, and I do it alone. The time to turn the light on, the time to sit down to cry. There's just a hand on this watch, stitching till the passes you by. Oh, the time to turn the light on, the time to sit down to cry. And there's just a hand on this watch, stitching till the passes you by.
That one, when did I write that? Maybe about a year and a half ago. I've still not done anything with it. See, the problem was a lot of the stuff I'm doing tonight, I wrote specifically for the acoustic guitar, and for several months my acoustic guitar was somewhat, well, I was going to say out of action, but that's not really really right. It was elsewhere, and there was a bit of faffing around trying to get it back. So, but now I've got it back, and yeah, I'm thrilled. So that was a song I wrote for a very dear friend of mine, who I'm going to give a shout out to actually. I wrote that one for Amanda. It's called Like You'd Say to Me. It just seems every time I've got a problem, every time, it doesn't matter how bad it is, and believe me, it's been bad. She just knows the right thing to say, the right advice to give, and you know, if you have a little faith, it does always turn out. Maybe not the way you wanted it, maybe not quite how you expected it, but it does. You know, it does get better. So anyone out there who's struggling with this whole load of shit that's going on just now, you know, I hear you. I'm with you all the way. And please don't be a stranger if you hear anything on the old Facebook. Only a message away. Right, okay. I don't actually have the lyrics in front of me for this one, but I'm gonna give it a go anyway. Hey, it's live. Watch mistakes and all, I suppose. And this one isn't one of mine. That's all I'm going to say about it. It isn't one of mine. It's my version of it, but it isn't one of mine. I didn't write it. And this song kind of sums up how my guitar got its name.
lights up till January. This is our place, made of rules. Dazzling haze, mysterious way about you, dear. Haven't known you 20 seconds or 20 years. And I know wherever you go, will always be this close forever. So take me out, take me home. We could let our friends crash in the living room. This is our place. We make a call. Highly suspicious that everyone who sees you wants you. I've loved you 3 summers now, honey. I want for more. Can I go where you go? Will it always be this close forever? Take me out and take me home. Whatever gets out straight, scar on my hand. Think this we're ready for somewhere to be loving. Oh, my heart's been borrowed, 10 years it's been blue. All's well that ends well, to end up with you. Could it be over? And you'll save all those jokes to you. That's it. So sweet. Can I go where you go? Will it always be this close? Take me out and take me home. Yeah. Sorry. Right, I should really take a break from playing song and talk a little bit more. So what to talk about?
Yeah, a little bit what I'm going to try and do sort of the rest of the week. Going to try and sort of theme various videos around stuff I've done in the past, stuff I plan to do in the future, ideas I've got, ideas I've had, things I've learned from other people, that kind of thing. So I'm hoping to... Anyway, I'm hoping to sort of pull all that together. It's just, this is how it happens. My ideas just do that, and I've got to try and catch one. A bit like this strand of hair, you know, catch one. How I selected the sort of set list for tonight was I had my pile of lyrics is like about that thick, and I just lifted it, whacked it on the table, and just picked out ones at random that I thought would do good on the acoustic guitar. This next one I wrote a while ago. Again, it was about a friend of mine when she was having a bit of a shit time, really. Well, I say friend of mine, I don't really think that's... I don't know whether that's an appropriate word to use anymore or not, but that to one side. I wasn't quite sure if I was going to do this one or not. I actually quite like it. I'm quite proud of this one, so I'm going to do it anyway. It's a song called Storybook. It hurts when it feels everything on the road. It does when you've done everything you can do. The words play out of your tired mind. It cuts when the tears can be all that you find. Don't let the things they say take your loving hearts. Don't let the world bring you down. I know words hurt, but don't tear you apart. What will go will come back around. You can say that you don't know where to. It's okay, gotta walk before you can run. Someday, gotta look behind your seat. Pray that you are meant to read. There was written for you in a storybook. All you have to do is take a Alright, gonna finish up. It's gonna be the last song because this video's getting too long. Here's one I wrote a good couple of years ago now and recorded with some very good friends of mine, Jenny and Pete, who are in VND. This one's called 100 Times Before. There we go. So that's a few songs. I'll put all the titles of the songs in the down below, so you can see the titles and ask me about them if you want. If you want the lyrics, I'll send you them. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up there for tonight's video. Hopefully I'll do one tomorrow night, the night after, kind of time, depending on where things are and what else is happening. I'm not going to have access to this room a lot during the week because my mum works from home in here, so yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope everyone's doing alright. If there's anything I can do for anyone, just give me a shout on the old internet. Right, cheers, see you soon.